A very warm welcome to all the students. I am Dr. Neha Verma and I am Assistant Professor in Finance from Ajay Kumar Garg Institute of Management, Ghaziabad. Now we are meeting for the second time. In the last session that I held, we discussed one of the topic of the subject investment analysis and portfolio management, and the topic was arbitrage pricing theory, APT. Now in today's session, we will be discussing one more topic of IAPM, and the name of the topic is efficient market hypothesis, which is also known as EMH. Now before going with the discussion of what EMH is all about in stock market, let's just discuss one query related to it. Now let's suppose that there is one company, Arnica Company, and Arnica Company has announced that it will be declaring dividend to its investor in the ratio 1:2, and the funds will be parked in the next 2 to 3 years. Now Mr. Karan is one of the investor who has some of these stocks in Bajaj Company. Now after listening to this particular information, Mr. Karan is in a dilemma now, that whether he should switch on to Arnica Company, and basically he should whether sold the shares of Bajaj Company and he should invest in Arnica Company simply because of the reason that Arnica Company has announced dividends to its investors. Now one question arises, that whether this kind of switch by Mr. Karan from Bajaj Company to Arnica Company will be able to be generating extraordinary returns for Mr. Karan or not. Now if we talk about this kind of information and how it impacts the market, this information might not be able to be beneficial for Mr. Karan, and this information might not be able to help him in generating extraordinary returns in the stock market. Now whenever this kind of information occurs into the market reacts to such information, and the investors, they have an increased expectation that these kind of information might lead to increased returns to the investors, and therefore the price of Arnica Company shares might increase in the stock market. But there is another one theory which is practiced in the market, and the theory is efficient market hypothesis, and this theory states that all the share price fluctuations are completely random, and all the relevant information that travels into the market basically adjusts to all the share prices in the stock market, and therefore the investors do not have any room of opportunity to capitalize on such information which occurs into the market. So therefore Mr. Karan might not be able to capitalize on such information. So this switch might not be able to help him in generating extraordinary returns, simply because of the fact that EMH is one of the concept which is there in the stock market. Meanwhile, there are other two important tools of investment decision making, which is technical analysis and fundamental analysis, and these two theories, they kind of negate EMH as a whole concept in the stock market. Now technical analysis, if you remember, is one of the technique for investment decision making. It is a tool in which the investors, they study the charts and patterns of the stock market, and therefore they take investment decision. Similarly, fundamental analysis is also one of the tool in investment decision making, and in fundamental analysis the investors, they basically calculate intrinsic value of the shares, and then they compare this intrinsic value to the market value of the share, and then they make investment decision. Now on the basis of these two theories, again EMH is a contradictory theory that we are going to discuss in this particular topic. Now if we talk about technical analysis and fundamental analysis as a tool, then Mr. Karan might get benefited from such information in the market, but the concept here says that EMH as a theory, it exists in the stock market, and therefore the share price are completely random, the share price fluctuations are completely random, and all the share prices, they actually absorb and adjust all the new informations into the market. So therefore Mr. Karan, in the situation that we discussed previously, he might not get benefited from this type of information which is there in the market. So another question arises on the basis of all these discussion, and the question is intrinsic value has anything to do with investment decision making? Is it beneficial for the investors? And secondly, one of the question in technical analysis also arises, that do the study of charts and patterns can help the investors in investment decision making or not? Now the answer to all these questions, the discussion or the answer to all these questions and the answers to the previous situation that we have discussed, we will be going to discuss in this particular topic, which is efficient market hypothesis. So let's just begin the discussion. Now, as you can see on the slide, EMH is actually based on random walk theory. Now, before discussing the whole concept of how efficient market hypothesis impact investment decision making, first of all, let's just discuss what is random walk theory. Now, random walk theory is actually a theory which exists in the stock market, and the investors and the analysts who believe that market is efficient are the followers of this theory in the market. Now, random walk theory basically relies on the fact, on the opinion that share price fluctuations are completely random in the market. That is, they do not follow any kind of past patterns, and on the basis of past historical data, the investors cannot predict the future, and therefore they cannot take any of the investment decisions just on the study of historical data or the past prices. Now, random walk theory as the concept, it believes that the market, the share prices in the market, it adjusts for each and every kind of information which is relevant to the investors, and therefore the investor cannot in any of the situation can take advantage or the opportunity of share price fluctuations of any kind in the market, because all these fluctuations as per random walk theory is completely random, it is completely adjustable, and it is completely has been absorbed by all the relevant information in the share prices. Now, random walk theory was very much disputed theory in the year 1960s, and till date this theory is actually very argumentative, and still the stock market doesn't actually fully believe that this kind of concept it exists in the stock market. Now, random walk theory is actually the basis of efficient market hypothesis, and the whole concept of EMH completely relies on random walk theory. Now, let's just discuss what EMH is actually means in the stock market. Now, EMH, efficient market hypothesis, is one of the theory which was generated, it was established in the year 1960s for the very first time, and it was given by Eugene Fama. Now, this efficient market hypothesis it believes that the market, it is actually very much impossible for any kind of investors to beat the market. Now, again, due to the fact that share price fluctuations are completely random, the share price already reflect each and every kind of relevant information which might travel into the market, and therefore the investors are not left with any kind of opportunity to capitalize on such fluctuations or such information which is there in the stock market, because the share market absolutely reflects and absorbs all the relevant information in the stock market. So, this is the basic concept, this is the basic meaning of what EMH actually means in the stock market. Now, moving on, if we talk about EMH, it further says that the share prices at which the shares are traded into the stock market, those prices are absolutely fair, and therefore there is no room of opportunity for the investors to beat the market, to outperform the market, and to gain any kind of abnormal returns. But yes, of course, the investors, while making investment decisions, while taking rational investment decisions rather, they can generate normal returns in the market. But due to the existence of EMH in the market, they cannot outperform the market and they cannot earn abnormal returns in the market. Now, you must be familiar with the word abnormal returns. These abnormal returns are basically the returns over and above the normal returns which the investors they incur or any kind of trading activities in the stock market. So, EMH basically negates the concept that investors in any circumstances they cannot outperform the market, they cannot beat the market, because all the informations are already absorbed in the share prices and share prices are already fair in the market. Now, moving on, if we talk about more about the concept of EMH, then EMH again is a very much disputed theory. Some of the analysts still believe that EMH as a concept it is there in the stock market, but many of the investors and many of the analysts also, they basically believe that this concept is completely theoretical and has nothing to do with the functioning of stock market. So, again, to further elaborate what EMH actually means, now EMH, if we talk about the concept, it further elaborates on the concept, on the opinion that it is completely pointless for each and every investor in the market, for each and every analyst in the market to actually go for any kind of technical analysis or any kind of fundamental analysis in the market. Now this concept says that the investors, they are actually wasting their time in just identifying undervalued shares or the overvalued shares to take buying and selling decisions in the stock market, because EMH believes that the share price are already fair in the market, the share prices already reflect all the relevant information in the market, and therefore the investors, it is pointless for them to engage into any kind of analysis for taking investment decisions in the market. And lastly, for the introduction part, if we talk about EMH, it further says that whenever any investor, they sell or buy any kind of securities in the market, any kind of assets in the market, they are just simply engaging into a game of chance. That is, they are neither undertaking any kind of activities in order to beat the market. It is actually a game of chance, that if they are able to earn any kind of returns in the market, but on the basis of the existence of this theory, they cannot beat the market in any circumstances, and they cannot generate abnormal returns under any circumstances in the stock market. Now further, these are the alternative forms of EMH. Now when we talk about EMH as a concept, Eugene Fama have categorized the concept of EMH into 3 broad categories, and he actually says, he has concluded that EMH exists in the stock market in rather these 3 types of forms of EMH. The first form of EMH is weak form EMH, the second one is semi-strong EMH, and the third one is strong form of EMH. Now let's just further discuss in detail what are these 3 types of EMH that exists in the market. Now the first type of EMH is weak form EMH. Now this concept basically says that all the past records, all the past data, all the past rates of returns are already incorporated in the future returns. They are already incorporated in the stock prices, and therefore on the basis of past rates of returns, the investors cannot predict the future rates of returns for the stock prices, and therefore the market is efficient and the investors cannot outperform the market in any situation, and cannot in the end they cannot even earn abnormal returns in the market. So this concept on a whole, it basically depends on the idea that all the past prices are completely reflective in the current prices of the stock market, and all the past rate of returns are already adjustable in the future rates of returns, and therefore on the basis of past data you cannot predict the future returns or the future share prices in the stock market, and therefore the market is said to be efficient under this particular concept, and the investors, they cannot get any kind of opportunities in order to capitalize on such information. They cannot capitalize on the basis of the past rates of returns and the past data or the historical prices. They cannot basically predict what will be the future rates of returns, what will be the future share prices, and what will be the pattern of the share price fluctuations in the future. And therefore this particular concept says that the market is efficient, and this hence proves the concept that weak form of EMH, it exists in the market, because it further basically disables the investors to create any kind of abnormal returns in the market. Now further, let's just discuss the test for weak form of EMH. Now the researchers over here, they have given 2 types of test, and on the basis of these 2 type of test, they have concluded that weak form of EMH, it exists in the stock market. Now this form of test is also known as price information test. The first type of test over here is the statistical test for independence. Now here these tests, they have proved that the past rate of returns are completely independent of the future rates of returns. Now there are 2 types of test which is conducted under this broad category. The first test is autocorrelation test. Now the stock market, it has proved that on the basis of autocorrelation test, that all the past rates of returns are completely unrelated to the future rates of returns, and that is why the market is efficient and the investors cannot predict the future rates of returns. The second type of test under this category is the runs test. Now the runs test, it has further proven that the changes in the share prices over the years, it is completely unrelated with the future share price fluctuations, and therefore the prices are fair the prices have already included and are reflective of all the types of informations in the market, and therefore the market is efficient, and weak form of EMH, it exists in the market. It further also disables the investors to capitalize on such information, to capitalize on any of the kind of predictions that can be made in the stock market, and it prohibits to generate any kind of abnormal returns in the market. Now, second type of test under this category is known as the trading test. Now, in trading test, the stock market, when it has undertaken this particular test, the researchers, they have proved that on the basis of this test, you cannot predict the future share prices, and the test which is conducted under this particular category is known as the filter rule. Now, the filter rule, it says, it proves basically that because of the fact that transaction costs are involved in any of the trading activity, it is impossible for the investors to generate any kind of abnormal returns. Yes, you already know that whenever any trading activity takes place in the stock market, that trading activity always incurs certain kind of transaction cost for the investors. Now, in the presence of in the presence of all the type of transaction cost which is incurred by the investors, there is no chance that the investors can generate abnormal returns on the market. But having said that, of course, normal rates of returns are already there in the market, and if the investors, they take rational decisions, normal returns can be generated by the stock markets. But the investors, because of the presence of transaction cost, they cannot incur any kind of abnormal returns in the stock market, and therefore these two tests, which is the statistical test of independence and the trading test, further proves that weak form of EMH, it exists in the stock market, and hence the market is efficient and the investors, they cannot capitalize on share price fluctuations. Now, moving ahead, this is the second form of EMH, which is semi-strong form of EMH. Now, this particular concept, it further elaborates the whole idea of EMH in the stock market. This particular type of EMH, it says that market is efficient and the share price reflects each and every kind of publicly available information into the share prices already, and therefore any kind of information that travels into the market, the investors cannot capitalize on them. The investors cannot find any room of opportunity in order to capitalize on such informations, and that is why semi-strong form of EMH, it exists in the market. Now, whenever we talk about semi-strong form of EMH, like I have already discussed, that semi-strong form of EMH is a form of EMH which says that all the publicly available information is already reflected in the share prices, and therefore any information that travels through the newspaper or it travels through the online portals to the investors in any form, the investors cannot capitalize on such informations. Now, whenever we talk about semi-strong form of EMH, it includes weak form of EMH as well. So, this is a broad category where weak form of EMH is already inclusive in the semi-strong form of EMH, and this EMH further elaborates that any kind of publicly available information is already reflected in the share prices, and therefore any window of opportunity due to the fact that any new information which travels into the stock market cannot be used by the investors for their own benefit and for the calculation of any of the future prices or the prediction of any form of rates of returns, so that the investment can be made by the investors totally because of the information which is traveling into the stock market. Now, let us just take one example to further clarify that what this concept actually means in the stock market. Now, semi-strong form of EMH, like again I am discussing that it is a form of EMH that basically includes all the type of publicly available information into the share prices. In other words, it believes that the share price already includes any kind of publicly available information which is relevant to the investors and it is relevant to the stock market. For example, any news of merger or acquisition that the company might undergo in the future, or any news of the issue of bonus shares or the issue of right issue, All these type of informations are publicly available information which travels through the newspapers with the investors. Now all the information, again, whenever it travels into the market, this theory believes that as soon as this information hits the market, the share price already absorbs this information into the share prices, and therefore the fluctuations, if might occur in the stock market of that particular company which has announced any of these kind of publicly available information, the investors of those companies cannot capitalize on such information, because as soon as this information is made public, this information is already absorbed in the current share prices, and the share prices are already fair in the market. So any fluctuations in the market due to the travel of such kind of publicly available information cannot gain the investors in obtaining abnormal returns into the market. Moving on, now these are another two types of test which further elaborates and proves that semi-strong form of EMH, it exists in the market. Now the first form test is basically the event test. Now event test is basically undertaken in order to prove the impact of the impact of the particular event on the company and its share prices before the event has taken place and after the event has taken place. Let's say that the event in this case is merger and acquisition announcement. So in event test, it is actually basically we measure the impact of this particular kind of announcement on the company's share prices, and it has proven in the market on the basis of researches that event test also proves that any kind of investors have not been able to capitalize on such information, because the public information, this kind of announcement, whenever it hits the market, it absorbs into the current share prices, and the share prices are fair and whichever it has been traded in the stock market. The second of the test is known as the regression or time series analysis. Now here in this test, what the investors they do, they create one regression equation or time series analysis has been done, and again the investors, it has been proven that investors have not been able to capitalize on such informations because the prices are already reflective of all the publicly available information. So on the basis of these two tests also, it has been proven that the market is efficient and it is already reflective of all the publicly available information. The next one is strong form of EMH. Now strong form of EMH, first of all, it is inclusive of the other forms of EMH, which is weak form and semi-strong form, and this further elaborates on the concept of EMH, and it says that the market is efficient and it includes all the publicly available information as well as privately available information in the share prices. So all the prices which is all the information which is available to the investors, whether it is public or whether it is private, it is already inclusive in the share prices, and therefore the prices are relevant, it is fair, and there is no room of opportunity for the investors to capitalize on such information for obtaining abnormal returns. Now to have an example of how this form of EMH has been proven into the market, there has been three types of test. First one is insider. Now insiders are basically the people who work inside the organization. For example, the senior managers, CEO of a company, or the chairperson of the company. Now whenever this form of test, insiders form of test, here proves that the insider trading is actually have been prohibited by SEBI. Now SEBI has basically denoted a fixed percentage of that the insiders of the company can purchase the shares from the organization in which they are working. So insiders are prohibited to actually purchase shares more than the prerequisite percentage or number, and therefore insider trading is prohibited as a whole under SEBI. So because of this, the prohibition of insider trading, we can actually suggest that market is efficient and the insiders of the information cannot capitalize on the private information in order to capitalize and to generate abnormal returns. Therefore market is efficient and strong form of EMH, it exists in the market. Similarly, analyst and money, the institutional investors, although these two forms of analyst have also been a very interesting test in the stock market. Here it has been proven that the analyst, while giving the suggestions to the investors to take investment decision, to make any kind of investment in the market, the analyst on a consistent basis, they have not been able to give any kind of expert opinion to the investors so that the investors can gain abnormal returns in the market. And similarly, the third investors, which is institutional money managers, they are the people who are working on mutual funds, pension funds and other types of institutional environment. Now these type of managers have also not been able to outperform the market, and they have not been able to give such expert opinion to the investors so that the investors can generate more than normal returns in the market. So therefore, on the basis of all these three tests, it can be proven that market is efficient, and it is reflective of all the share prices is reflective of all the public information as well as private information, because these are the three types of people who have all the relevant public information and all the relevant private information with them, but then also they have not been able to outperform the market. Now moving on, we can say that there are two advantages of EMH in the market. First one is it will prohibit any kind of abnormal fluctuations of share prices in the market, because the share prices are already fair. The second one is that there will be an increased chance of liquidity in the market, because the investors, they are basically giving a fair amount of investment, they are making any fair amount of investment in the market, and therefore they should not worry about paying unnecessary too much on the share prices. So these are the two advantages under EMH which is generated by the point of view of investors. Now the last portion of this particular topic, we will be discussing the forms and the theory which has negated the entire concept of EMH, and these particular points, they prove that market is inefficient in nature, and that is why in the end I would like to say that EMH is actually a concept which is just theoretical. In practicality, the market is inefficient in nature because of all these points which prove otherwise, and therefore technical and fundamental analysis are the most widely used tools for the stock market. Now just we will quickly have a look on all these types of factors which proves that market is inefficient, and therefore EMH as a theory, it is negated in the stock market. First one is overreaction of the market. Yes, the market overreacts to each and every kind of information, whether the company it announces high returns or the company announces low returns. In both the cases, the market overreacts to the information. So market is inefficient. Second, reversal to mean returns. Yes, the stock prices, they have a tendency to actually return to its average level. So whenever a company announces that it has low returns in the market, in the future it might occur that the returns of the company can go up, because the market prices have the tendency to return to its average level. So this also proves further that market is inefficient in nature. The next theory point here says delayed absorption of information. Yes, whenever any information travels the market, the absorption of such information is there for quite some time in the stock market. So therefore, whenever the information travels the market, it gives a window of opportunity to the investors to capitalize on such information, and therefore market is inefficient in nature. The next one is PE effect. Low PE effect and small firm effect are two of the impact which has been discussed and proved in many of the previous researches, and these 2 points says that the firms with low PE effect have the tendency to outperform in the market, and secondly the small firms effect here says that small firm have the capacity to outperform large corporations in the market. So whenever the investors, they have a window of opportunity to identify the firms which have low PE value, and they have also the window of opportunity to identify the small firms in the market on the basis of capitalization, because it has been proven in the researches the firms with low PE value and the firms which are small in nature, which are small capitalized firm, they outperform in the market. So the investors can identify the kinds of firms which fall under this category and then can make the investment. So again it negates the theory of market efficiency. And the last one over here is the weekend effect. Now weekend effect here says that whenever the market it closes on Friday, the investors, they have a tendency to sell the shares. These are the investors who actually trade on a daily basis. Whenever the market closes on Friday, the investors, they tend to sell the shares in the market, and therefore increased selling in the market on the closing day of the market, which is Friday, it leads to the fall of the share prices in the market. So whenever the market opens on Monday, the market opens at a lower price for all the shares which have been sold on Friday. So this is known as the weekend effect. So investors, they know that whenever the Friday, the last day of the market, it occurs, they have to sell the shares, and the same shares will be opened on Monday at a lower prices. So this gives an opportunity opportunity for the investors to actually take a decision that when to sell the share and when to buy the share at a lower price, and then they can trade the shares for the whole week and capitalize on the last day of the market when the market closes. So again, it gives an opportunity to the investors to capitalize on such impact, and therefore the market is inefficient. So in order to conclude my topic and this particular discussion of EMH, the theory here, the topics here suggest that this theory is actually one of the theory which is theoretical in nature, purely in the stock market. It does not exist in practical, in reality. It is not, this concept is not present in the stock market. Because of all these reasons that we have discussed, the market is inefficient in nature, and therefore the investors, they always have a window of opportunity to capitalize and to actually search for undervalue and overvalue shares in the market, and therefore they can make abnormal returns in the market as well. So apart from EMH, technical analysis and fundamental analysis are the two widely used tools on the basis of which investors take investment decision, and which is also practical and close to reality in the stock market. So thank you very much. We'll meet again in the next discussion.